Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be working on the BMW 1 Series today, the 130i, and we're going to be hopefully fixing the most annoying issue with the car at the moment. This is something I've been wanting to fix for quite a long time because it's pretty annoying. We're going to get outside, I'll show you exactly what it is, and then we'll get cracking. Okay, so as you can see we have the BMW 1 Series N, and the most annoying issue on this car at the moment is this right here. So as you can see, the door does not hold properly. Now if you push it all the way out and hold it there for a moment, it will in fact hold. It will hold in both positions, but if you just swing the door open, it'll just fall back into itself, and it's very annoying. It's actually the same on the both sides, so we've got the passenger side and the driver's side as well. Now this was actually an issue with the rear doors, but I did fix this a couple of months ago. These are holding sweet now. They are very firm, but the rears, they need some attention. So essentially what we're going to be doing today is swapping out these. Now these are check straps, or as BMW like to call them, door brakes, which kind of does make sense because it does kind of break the door. Now there is two catches where it should you know, brake on, but yeah, I'm guessing these are the original, so they probably are pretty worn from the 15 or 16 years of use. So we'll be removing these today. They're just held in by 3 bolts, so you have 1 Torx bolt and 2 more Torx bolts there. So yeah, let's get on to removing these. Now to remove the 3 bolts, you can actually do that outside of the door, but to remove the mechanism itself, the door brake, you actually have to push that back through into the door, and so the door card does need to come off. Now to remove the door card, first thing you need to do is remove this handle here. There is a couple of screws, I believe, behind here, so we just need to prise this away from the door card. Be very careful though, it does have quite a few clips and you don't want to snap any of them, otherwise this thing will not sit right. Okay, so I've just got a plastic trim removal tool. I'm just gonna try and get it behind here. Like I said, just gonna be careful. I don't want to snap this, I don't want to bend it out of shape. Just want to pry it away from the door card. There we go, that's this trim piece removed. Can't see any broken clips, which is good. And now we have access to a couple of screws. There's one at the top there, and then there is another one just there. Now we actually need to remove this round cap as well. That will reveal another screw. I'm just going to pop this out. Is that removed? So this screw here, very easy to remove. It's just a Phillips screw. There it is. Now the 2 other screws behind the grab handle, they are a T20, so we'll get them removed. And now what's keeping the door card on the door is a bunch of clips around the perimeter, so we just need to pry it away. It's usually easier if you start near the bottom and then work your way around on each side. Go. Now we don't just want to leave this to hang because there is a couple of connectors on the back. Now to release the connectors for the speaker, very easy, they pretty much just pull out, but to get to the connector for the window switch panel, it is quite tight, so it's actually going to be easier just to remove this panel and then pull this out of the door card. So again, we'll just get a pry tool. Let's pop that up. As you can see, I've already disconnected it, but essentially it's just one of these very typical BMW connectors where you have to kind of slide this thing back and forth. It just clips on like so. So we'll actually leave this out of the door card just to make it a bit easier when it comes to reinstalling this thing. Now all that's left to do is release the door handle cable, and there's that released. Now the door card can come away. So what we can start doing now is removing the bolts for the check strap itself. So this one here takes an E10 socket. Shouldn't be very tight at all. Now just be careful, because when you remove this, the door will then be free to swing as it so wishes. There we are, that's that removed. Now we should be able to get onto the other two bolts a bit easier. And these require a T30. And I'm going to guess that these have Loctite on, because they are not coming out freely. Okay, so it would appear that someone's been in here before, because I've just noticed this is ripped and it's already kind of loose away from the door card. So I don't know if somebody has tried to replace this in the past, or maybe they've swapped out a window regulator. I don't know what the case is, but I think they have stripped the thread for the top bolt. The bottom one, that comes out relatively easy, but this one just spins and spins. You can't tighten it, you can't loosen it. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get this out. This is turning into a real pain. So yeah, someone's definitely been in here before. Let me just show you what the other side of the door brake looks like. So this is the brand new one then. So we have a captive nut inside of there, what the bolt actually threads into. Now I know what they've done, they've tried to tighten it down too much and they've just completely ripped this out, because it's only held in by a bit of glue. So every time I'm trying to undo the nut, it's just turning, sorry, every time I'm trying to undo the bolt, it's just turning that nut as well. So yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is grind the head off of that bolt, and then I'm going to have to try and source a new bolt. This is definitely not ideal, because it's very difficult to get anything in here. Trying with this Dremel tool, can't get the proper angle on it. You can't drill it out. I'm guessing that's why they didn't try to drill it out before. Don't want to use a big angle grinder, because then I could end up taking half of the door off, which I don't want to do. Finally. So yeah, that was very time consuming to cut the head of that bolt out, but yeah, we eventually done it. All I was doing was using this Dremel tool, and I obviously had to cut it at an angle. I couldn't cut it flush with the door, because you know I couldn't get the angle quite in there, so I had to cut it sort of at an angle at different stages, and I just used a hammer and screwdriver just to kind of knock the top of the bolt off. But with the old check strap removed, we can go ahead and start installing the nice shiny new one. Now, because we only have one of the original bolts, I'm actually just going to swap them out for 2 hex bolts, just so that they are the same. I can always, you know, swap these out for the original Torx bolt at a later date if I need to, but I am going to apply a small amount of thread locker onto these, and yeah, slide the new check strap in place, and then just torque these down. Okay, so we'll slide the new check strap into place. And we just need to line up the bolts with the holes. Already put thread locker on, by the way. There's one. And there's 2. Do. And that'll do. It's probably only about 10 Newton meters. There's thread locker on there anyway, so they're not going to come loose. And now I can close the door so I can get this last bolt in. I already feel this door is much firmer, but we need to tighten this bolt down now. Again, hasn't got to be crazy tight, you don't want to strip the threads. That's good enough. Right, let's get the door card back on and get everything plugged back in as it should be. First thing I'm going to do though is just heat up this sealant just to help it adhere better to the door. Oh yeah, that's much stickier now. So let's get our door card back on. First thing I'll do is reconnect the handle. Make sure it works, which it does. And then I will pop the window switch cable through, plug the speaker back in, and finally we need to make sure the lock pin goes through the hole. Yeah. We can now reinstall the window switches after a clean, of course. Just going to make sure that these are working and the speaker's working also. Yes. Now all we need to do is reinstall the 3 screws. So the Phillips one, the smallest one that goes in here, and this cap can go over the top. Like so. Then we have the 2 T20 screws that go underneath the grab handle, the longer screws. And now the grab handle trim piece can go back on. And it's going to be a bit tricky, so you don't want to break any of these clips. And there we go. So it's actually easier if you start from the top, hook that in, and then just slowly work your way down towards the bottom. Job done on this side. And now I've just got to do the exact same on this side. I just hope and pray that those bolts have not had their thread stripped. So this side, piece of cake, because as you can see, nobody's been in here before. The other side, it was all ripped, but this side is fully intact. So I just need to peel this back and then retrieve the old check strap if I can. Much easier. And with everything put back together, that is this side done as well. Okay then, so that is both of the front door check straps replaced on the BMW 1 Series. And yeah, when I'd done the second one, the passenger side one, it literally only took like 10 minutes to get everything disassembled, to install the new check strap and then reinstall everything. It literally took 10 minutes. Now to do the first one, it took me more like 45 minutes, just because we ran into the issue of, you know, the strip thread. It's pretty obvious that someone's been in there before. They've probably attempted to replace the check strap in the past, because it is a common issue. And yeah, when they've reinstalled it, or when they've went to undo it or whatever, they've just messed up. They've either over torqued it, or yeah, just, you know, used an impact wrench or something like that, which, you know, they're only tiny screws, so you really don't need to do so. But yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. If you are thinking of doing it yourself, I can assure you it should be a very easy task. You can do the pair of them in what, 20 minutes. Yeah, it's very easy. Just take your time, you know, try not to break any of the clips on the door cards, and yeah, just pray to God that you don't have a stripped thread like I did. But yeah, that's it, enough rambling. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, another thing fixed on the BMW 1 Series, and I'll see you all in that next video. Peace!